Wow, look at me. I'm almost ready to go. Hey, at least I got the intro going today, right, guys? Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Crafts with John. We're on Casino Gaming TV. I'm from the YouTube channel Pro Crafts. If you don't know me, I gotta get my screen set up. And there we are. We're gonna play some craps this morning. A lot of things to talk about. I'm gonna jump into the numbers real quick to get going out of the gate here because we just finished our third day in a row of daily paycheck on a Wayland strategy. So let's go ahead and look at the numbers here, how we did. So far, and I'm gonna get some light here. We're playing the Don't Pass Express from Wayland, which is a fun one. And I like this strategy because, and I say this in the show too, if you watch it, I like this one because he levels, and Wayland's a ladder guy, right? We level up, we level up, we level up, we level down on the wins, up on the losses. This one levels up and stays there. So I dig this one a lot. It's my style, right? I would rather, when I'm chasing a loss, if I'm going to do a ladder system, I'll level up, I'll level up, I'll level up, and then when I hit it, I'll parlay and then come all the way back. I like a chase the loss with a parlay at the end versus laddering back down, which I think laddering back down to me, I can never get it to work. I don't have the bankroll to make it work, and it seems like it takes too damn long to happen. I'm kind of impatient when it comes to that, but I love this one. This one here levels up and stays at level. So far we've won 3 days in a row, and it hasn't been hard. And honestly, what we haven't yet seen is I haven't seen an average run yet. In other words, the first 2 days we've had it, we were bouncing around a little choppy, and I caught good rolls. Every day so far, I've caught a good roll of like a 15 or so, and the bets on the inside have been paying that thing off and making it make its hay, right? Of course, that's part of the magic of the strategy, but I really want to see how it does in a true grind where it's, 1 box or 2 box numbers, pick the don't. 1 box, 2 box, hit the don't, and grind through that way. We haven't seen that yet. Today we ground with 1 box hit the don't, like 4 times in a row. We also haven't seen a bad string of come out 7s where we level the don't up without having any box hits. I haven't seen that happen yet either. So 2 more days of it. Hopefully we'll get some more nightmare. I want it to see how it works in the nightmare. I want to get it to be like come out 11-7, 11-7, and just before you even get started, work from behind and see how does it handle that scenario. We haven't seen that yet. Hopefully tomorrow, Friday, we'll catch a bad roll and watch it battle back. But so far, this one's been, I don't want to say easy, but it's worked really, really well. And I haven't sweated yet. I haven't been worried at all. It's like the come ladder. It's like the horseman. It just works if you stick to it. And I like that about it. So far, Wayland, claps to you, man. It's a great strategy and having some fun with it for sure. So, all right, with that said, let's move ahead. And let's see, we're going to move to the next one and just kind of get a little repeat announcement here. Friday Night Fights, we have a new champ. Jason, by the way, is going to take on Rob, Camp Pro. So 2 non-YouTubers for the first time, which is awesome. I think it's the first, yeah, it is the first battle we've had of 2 people that aren't channel ops, which is great. I want everybody playing, right? And I want, and to that end, Craps Chat is coming Sunday. It's my favorite show. I love Craps Chat. I love Jeff. I love Dylan. And Craps Chat is another chance for non-YouTubers to join in, right? Jeff always has, me and Skill in the special windows, but he's got a Zoom window open where everybody can join. So this is your shot, right? Like get on there. It's like sports radio or politics radio, but it's craps, and jump on in and hit the conversation, right? Just because we have channels doesn't make us special, right? It's just that we're willing to put ourselves out here. You all are more than welcome and I read the chat. You all have a ton of information, knowledge, and ideas. So please join in. That's supposed to be a community show. And to that end, we talked about my changes to this show. I've had interviews with Chris from Sideshow, with Waylon, with Alfredo. Coming up will be Jacob from Wager Me This. And I've been talking behind the scenes to a couple of you. I've got a couple of our more famous or loud or whatever subscribers and watchers are going to join me too as interview guests. So I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to learning and chatting and debating to some degree some of you all, right? This is going to be good. So again, I'm calling you all out by name, every one of you. Every one of you's got something to add. If you want to be on the show as a guest and just walk me through your strategy if that's all you want to do. If you want to challenge me on something math-wise or whatever, have at it, man. Come on out. Let's do it together. My show's wide open. So we're going to do, again, more of this. Even if we want to have like a panel, like 3 or 4 of you out there at the same time, totally cool, right? Let's make this show fun. And it is a Nemo call. I'm calling Nemo. I'd love to have Nemo on the show. Nemo's an interesting cat, right? Nemo is interesting because how do I describe Nemo? Sometimes you can't put somebody in a box, right? He's the guy you can't put in the box. Nemo's a great thinker, right? He's got like all these crazy strategies. You watch him in Crapsy and he'll win 50 grand in Crapsy. He'll go to the real casino and lose 3, right? And because when you're theory crafting, which is what Crapsy's for, right? It's for, let's try some crazy shit out and see what happens. You can make a ton of money and there's no risk to it, right? So I think he's trying all sorts of aggressive things to see what works, how to repeat it, what to do, and then we try it, right? I think it's great that he's moving the needle, right? In ways that Vince sometimes moves the needle with his crazy strategies and how he hammers the crap out of things until it works or it doesn't work. So you need somebody out there that's pushing it like that. And I think Nemo's done that, and that's where you get things like the Hopper strategies or the hangover recovery. You get these good strategies from, it may be a little bit crazy. It may be like, whoa, like, wait, where's my screen? Like way outside the lines, right? And we go, okay, there's bits of that were fantastic. Let's move it into here. And you end up having tools. Like to me, the Hopper now is a tool that I use, right? So I think that's great stuff, and I think we should get it. We should get everybody out, man, all the time. That's what I want. I also want you to think, Duracell, great point here. Likes Nemo's aggressive strategies as a baseline comparison, and you can think of like a simple, like I'm going to do Jacob's 6, 7, 8, right? The 6, 7, 8 is a good kind of like, here's a base. Maybe a 66 inside is a good kind of control experiment. Nemo going nuts, and then the strategy that we're working on that day. It's nice to see like the way that these things play off of each other. So there we go. Yeah, Nemo does talk. He's George. Remember that George episode? George is getting angry. 100% that's Nemo. All right, so there it is. You're all invited. Every one of you guys is invited. If you want to be on the show, just DM me. Let me know. We'll make schedules. I'd love to schedule a month in advance and have like, hey, we're gonna have these 5 people on the next few weeks. So, let's make this our thing. All right, I want to move ahead. And jump into this here. Let's go to our daily dose of DI, and it's actually going to kind of be the weekly dose of DI as we move ahead here. I'm not going to do this every single day, but I do think it's important for us to keep on task here, right? Because I'm in the exploratory phase, right? I think there's something to this. I don't know there's something to this. I'm working my ass off, right? Doing the 10,000 roll thing to see if I can pull this off or what we can gain from it. So anyway, I want to show you some stats. So right now, what I'm seeing in my rolls is about a 3% variance in control over certain faces. Now, Michael Shackelford, when he was on our show for the Craps for the Cure, confirmed that. There's a small, 3% is not huge. It's not insignificant either. It equates to about 60 rolls for over 2,000 rolls, right? So it's not like you're not talking about like moving heaven and earth here, but there's something to it, right? And the question is, if all I care about is face control at this point, what does it actually mean? Like, what does it mean why am I doing what I'm doing? And I want to switch to my Excel spreadsheet here and show you, as I track this out, what am I seeing as a pattern? And let's see if this actually tracks for you as well. So let me switch my screen here real quick. And hopefully you can see that. And the glasses on, and I'm going to, actually, here's the Don't Pass Express summary sheet. Let's go here first. Let's look at where we are. So in my DI practice, I'm at this level. We've got 2,653 rolls. Now, 53 of those rolls, by the way, were in one throw. The other night I had a 52 roller, which was great. Here's the metrics that we're looking at. I'm gonna give you some summary information here first, and then we're gonna look at some of the details. I think that they're important. So first things first, let me zoom in a little bit so we can see this better. The core metrics are this. This is, again, my stacked throw. Come out sevens are a little bit below, almost a percentage point less come out sevens than you are throwing. My come out horns are a little higher than you are throwing. Actually, they're 3.4 or 3.8, almost 4% more come out horns. What does that tell you? That tells you that when I'm throwing my stacked toss, it ain't a bad idea to bet the horn, right, on my come out rolls. That's what that tells me. So I'm looking at this and going, hey, the trends that I'm seeing are leading me to betting decisions, possibly. This is not, again, a huge variant, but it's also not insignificant either, right? My points, my box hits are about random, right? We're about where we should be in here. I'm seeing less hard ways, less overall horn numbers, way less overall field numbers. I would not bet the field when I throw. Looking at this, I would not touch the field when I'm throwing. And here's the big ones, the face controls, right? When I'm looking at tops, bottoms, both, whatever, this is I'll get more into these metrics here in a minute, but I'm at, again, almost 4% now of bottom or top face control. That's huge. I want this to be 10%. We're at 4%. I'm getting better kind of as we go. So Duracell, the 22% stat I mentioned on come out sevens is this. It's not, so the come out, that's 22% of the sevens plus the 11s. That's both combined. The 22% that I mentioned with regards to 0.7 outs, that's the number that we see on a per shooter basis. So we see that's not weird that I'm seeing like my face over there because the green screen, that's weird. The come out, when a new shooter gets the dice, they set a 0.7 out, that's the 22%. So it's like 23.4 actually, that we see over statistics that happens. There's no basis for that the math on that should be 16%. But what I see over time is that ends up being about 22 to 24% of the time. New shooters 7 out immediately. And by 7ing out immediately, what that means is no box hits. So I get the dice, I have 0 box hits, and then I 7 out. So that's the genesis of that stat came from me looking at how many times I could plan on my box hits winning. Like how often should I be pressing, or how often should I be collecting? And what you find is that 22 to 24% of shooters never hit a box number. Never hit one box number. And that's the framing of that. So there we go. Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, hey, there I am over there on the 4. All right, let's get out of the screen here. I want to get into I wonder if the chart's gonna have the same problem. The report chart, well, look at that. I'm gonna be all over the chart. Let me turn the camera off. That is too damn funny. Hold on a second. That's awesome. Let's turn that off. There we go. All right, that's a little bit better. Wow, that's funny. All right, so here's the reporting. The box hits per roll. Now look at this. On my controlled shots, we're not too much off of random, right? The pyramid here, 12s, 11s, 10s, 9s. The 2s are almost perfect, right? We're having some variations in here. Here's the box hits per roll that I look for, right? And here you see, right? 21% of the time, even me, as good of a shooter as I've become, 21% of the time hit 0 box hits. And that's the answer to your question, Duracell. There it is. It's not a PSO immediate. It's that you get no box hits. So 21, the average shooter, my random rolling, that's about 24%. I think if I go to, let's actually look at it real quick. If I go to my coffee and craps report, which is pure random, that's 23%. No box hits. You see the difference there? So to me, that's moving the needle. If I look at like controlled shooting, 21.7 versus 22.6, that's a 1.5% more often or less often I don't have a box hit. That's an interesting thing, right? But look at this. 21 and 14 is 35% of the time. Only one number gets hit. Y'all betting across? Look at that. Even with a good shooter, I call myself a decent shooter. Look at that. 35% of the time, you get nothing out of the box. Nothing. 0 or 1 hits. That's not great. So know that's where that number came from, Duracell. It's not an immediate PSO. It's a new shooter getting no action for you. That's what I'm looking at there. That's the genesis of that scary number. Everybody needs to know that. And here it is, right? 35%, even on a decent shooter, only gets one box number to hit in a roll. Over here, it's 22, 33, 34% of the time for the random shooter. Only one number. That's not good. That's really not good. But what I want to dive into are these stats here. Let me zoom way in for this. Because what does it mean that I'm shooting 6s and 1s? Why do I give a shit? What is the impact of it? Here's the impact of it. Look at the horns, first of all. Here's your horn numbers. And in all but the yo, I'm over expectation on horn numbers, right? Because I got the 1s on top, the 6s on bottom, right? Look at that. Almost every one of the numbers, I'm like a 0.5%, 0.5%. I'm a 0.5% above expectation on all the horn numbers, which makes sense. If I'm controlling the top and bottom with a 6-1 set, every horn number's got a 6 or a 1 in it. So that makes sense that I'm really above the average here on almost everything. And even the ones that I'm below average on, it's within a roll. This should have been 68 rolls, right? Not a big deal. Here's where I see that I think the big difference is. Look at the composition of the box numbers. Let me zoom even in further here because I want you to see. These are really important numbers to see. Look at the 4s, or the 4. The 2-2 hard 4, right? I've gotten 30% of my 4s are 2-2s. They should be 33%, right? My 3-1 4, so again, there's a 1 in the mix. The composition, I should have 66. I'm seeing almost 70% of my 4s are coming 3-1, which is interesting because that means the 1-6 set is working. It's working to get me better combinations of the 4. Look at the 5. 6% of my 5s come 4-1 over what they should be. We should have half of our 5s be 3-2s, half of our 5s be 4-1s. Look at that variance. That's a 9% variance over how they're coming together. The 6s are the same thing, right? The 5-1-6 dominates. 5% more of my 6s are coming 5-1 versus the other combinations. They're below average. And the 8s, the same thing. The 8s are even more stark. Look at the 8s. The one outlier is my 10s. My 9s aren't that great, a little bit better than average, and my 10s are actually below average, which is odd. The 6-1, the 1-6 set that I'm doing is definitely changing the way the numbers show. It's not changing the overall distribution by much. It's changing it a little bit, as you saw in the chart here. It's changing it a little bit. You can see some that's the wrong one. Some variations in here of how many whatevers I'm getting. But really what you're seeing is the way that they come. The way that they come is absolutely heavier on the 6s and the 1s as part of the numbers. That's what face control can do, okay? Even my 7s are interesting. The 7s, I'm getting less 6-1s than I should. Not by much, but I'm getting way more 3-4s. Look at how much more 3-4s I'm getting. I don't know why that is. That's weird. And here's my overall control. The nice thing about this is this. I look at how many times my top die is showing a 6 or a 1 versus my bottom die. My bottom die staying on the 6 is the one that's behind. Everything else is above. Look at that. They're all more than they should. And really the one I want is the neither category. Look at this, the way the 7s come. I'm actually about 1% less 7s than I should be seeing at this point. And here's the really cool thing. When you're doing a 6-1 set, let me go back to, can I go back to here somehow? I wonder if I can do this. Can I? Hold on one second. Let me turn the camera back on. And I want to show you the dice as I do this. I think it's an interesting thing. Put the camera back and let's do this. Can you see? Hey, look at that. I'm here. Let's get into this a little bit. Hold on. Okay, so we can see that, and you can see me and see the dice. So here's the dice. I'm going to try and put them on camera here. So if I'm setting them with the 1s on top like this, it's hard to get where I want them, right there. Right there. Come on. Here's the thing, right? If both die behave where I have 1s and 6s as possibilities, when both of them are behaving, 50% of my rolls can be 7s. Because I got the 1 and the 6, and if they turn opposite of each other, it's a 7, it's 6-1-7. Half of my rolls could be 7s, potentially. When I get one or the other, but not both, there's no sevens in there. And when I get no, here is the neither column. Let me spread that out a little bit. The neither of them are on the top or the bottom. In here, I should see about 44% of those rolls should be sevens. It's essentially, it's 2 out of 6 of the combinations become a 7 in that scenario. Potential sevens here are this. I'm actually seeing a lot less, right? Because I'm so much higher in the either a 1 or a 6 but not both category, this is where my sevens are going. So when I have 1% less 7, it's because they're getting larded up into this better control of one of the faces. So we're actually doing work. We're actually moving the needle by a percentage. And I know Duracell always says 1% is all you need sometimes. So I think it's interesting. Wayman wants to know about the hard 10 versus the hard 4. So the hard 10 right here is coming actually for me a little more often than it should. The hard 4 is coming a little bit less often than it should. So I should see, this should be like 76. I'm getting 70. So I'm getting less hard 4s and less hard 10s than I ought to. Actually, I'm sorry, more hard 10s, less hard 4s. So anyway, this is interesting. I think when I look at these numbers, it's encouraging. It's not great, right? We're not crushing it, but we are definitely, this is the one, either the 1 or the 6, but not both. That's the 7 hider, right? If one of these is a 1 and the other one is on the, come on, man, is on the other axis, then there's no 7s in there. There's no 7s in this combination. That's what I want. And I'm getting that case 3% of the time more than I ought to. That hides the 7. That's cool. Is it enough to go betting the house on? No. Is it enough to say that I've beaten random? No. Is it enough to be like, this is interesting, I want to keep shooting? Yeah, hell yeah. It's enough for me to keep shooting. And I think that it's interesting, if nothing else. So I think that's what I wanted to talk about here. Let's go back to the screen and just kind of talk about what we just saw, which I think is the needle here is moving. It's moving in a 1 or 2% direction, but it's not stagnant. How do I say this? I want to say I'm not wasting my time doing it. Is 1% worth it? Is 3% worth it? I don't know. If we can get really, really strong, then we can get really strong at it, then it becomes 5 or 6%. Now we're talking. Now we're talking about something that's interesting. And again, it's just about the face control. It's not changing sets yet, right? If you know that you're controlling faces by 3, 4, 5%, then a set change makes a difference, right? If we know that, where's my dice? That this right here works 3% of the time, then what does it look like if I change the face to that? How does that impact the same set of rolls with this set would have done what? The same set of rolls with this set would have done what? That's what we have to find out. Another example there too, if we go back to the chart, all those horn numbers, right? The horn numbers that we saw that were above average, the 6s and the 1s and all that stuff, right? If I set the dice with 4s on top, the Monty Hall set that Victor's always talking about, if we set it with 4s on top, guess what? All those horn numbers, instead of having a 6 as their base, have a 4, right? Or a 3 as their base. Those horn numbers go away in favor of box numbers. And I'm seeing the 6-1, 6-2, or the 1-2, the 1-1, the 6-6, the 6-5 as being dominant. Well, guess what? When I go from 6s and 1s to 4s on top, box numbers become dominant. They become the things that go up. That's what I think is interesting about this whole thing. So again, more to come. I'm 1/4 of the way through. I'm at 2,500 rolls roughly, on the way to 10,000. The first kind of like stopping point here, the 2,500 stopping point, I think is important to see what happens. We definitely have more often, we're seeing one box number a hit than a random shooter. More often I'm seeing those horns, and I'm definitely seeing the configuration or the manifestation of the numbers come differently. They're coming with 1s and 6s instead of the other combinations. So we're definitely moving the needle in terms of how they're getting composed by the way I'm throwing it. And again, 2,000 rolls does not a determination make, right? We're only this small into a sample size that's going to be enormous. So I'm not quite there yet, but I'm encouraged, and I think it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, and I think you're right, Duracell. A bone tracker will start pulling that out, right? Now that I have a decent data set, now I go to bone tracker with it, and it'll tell me, okay, if you changed your set from that to this, here's what would have happened. And now you start getting the what if and how your sets change and figuring things out. I feel like I've got enough rolls in the hopper to do that. It's time to start moving that over. So there it is. And Victor's got a good point here, Duracell. You can't use bone tracker in live play. So what Victor does is this chi-squared test, which in a few rolls, a handful of rolls, can tell you where you are right now. A lot of guys, Alfredo, George, Ed, Mudslide Mac, they're all great dice readers, right? Throw the dice, they see what their dice are doing. They can mentally change set based on what they're seeing. Victor's got a math formula that does the same thing. Let's look at the last 15 rolls, a 15 roll kind of moving window. Apply some math to it and see what's dominant in the moment. And it's more of a momentary dominance that he's calculating, which is cool, right? I think it's a cool way of looking at what's happening in real time with your throw. I don't know if the chi-squared test matters at all for a random, but for a controlled shooter who's trying for something, it'll tell you where you are in the moment. And I think that's kind of an interesting thing. So it's a Greek K, chai, kai, whatever. I'm from Seattle, so it's a chai latte, so that's why I say it like that. Anyway, yeah, so Clay, I have a question on this for you, because how do you use bone tracker in live play when you can't have a phone at the table? I think that's what Victor's getting at, is unless you're like down low with it or you walk away, using bone tracker live you got to type it all in and go. So are you actually using it live, or are you mentally using it, or using it like during breaks to evaluate what you're doing? So if you can chat back and let us know that's kind of interesting. Would be really cool is if the team at Axis Power Craps would turn Bone Tracker into an app, like almost like my roll tracker. Like you've seen the roll tracker that I use, right? If I go back to my window here, the roll tracker app that I use looks like this. If I go to the tracker screen, it's just a box that I type numbers into, right? If Bone Tracker could be as simple as that, give me a box to type in my rolls, left die, right die, and then have a simple little evaluation screen that you can view at the table, that would be fantastic. But the problem is Bone Tracker is so freaking big. That app is so huge, it's a big spreadsheet. It's hard to manipulate that with your phone. So there's that. All right, they do have an app, Duracell? There's another, I didn't realize that was them. Is Dice Tracker Pro the same guys? I've seen Dice Tracker Pro. I didn't know that was the Bone Tracker guys. I thought that was a different group. I need to check that out actually, because I used that for a hot minute and I dismissed it. Here's the problem with all these apps, right? Can I just play the Lord of Programming, John? You've got My Roll Tracker, you've got the Craps Nation KPI that Troy did, you got Bone Tracker, and you've got this Dice Tracker app, and there's another one out there too. They don't share data. Like it'd be great to like type your rolls in anywhere and be able to share that data across the apps, and whatever you're collecting with, be able to put it into other people's apps and see the results, you know, how they show them. That'd be kind of cool. I wish that we could find a way to do that. I have to check this out. I didn't realize there was a Bone Tracker app for Apple and Android. I need to go check it. All right, cool, good. Thanks for the chat, for showing me that. That's great. I think Crapsy's going to add some tracking in there as well at some point. So it's, again, muddy the waters all we can. Cool. All right, that is awesome. I didn't know this, Duracell. I guess I missed that. I thought that app was totally separate. Sweet. Learn something every day. Awesome. All right, let's go to the table. I want to stop talking about dice control. I want to start talking about betting and money and all the fun things. Let's go back over here. Hit the big view of the table. The big view of the table. There we go. Come on. You can do it. There it is. All right. Let's play around a little bit with what we're doing yesterday. And we'll get off the topic of dice and let's talk about money. And I hate to make this a comparison. It's not Jacob versus Wayland. And please don't Let's not make it that, because that's really not what what I'm trying to do here. But I do want to, I really do want to look at deeply these two different ways of approaching the game, which I think is absolutely fascinating. It's the same play. It's the same idea. It's the same, basically the same targets. When I do the Wayland version of this, it'll be a little bit less centric on the full box, where Jacob is more like me, not wanting to waste any rolls. Okay, so I've given them both a decent sized bankroll. Okay, I've got Jacob in the back here with 1,500. I got Wayland in the front with 2,500. He needs one more set of 500. 2,000, 3,000. He has 3,500. Sorry, 3,500 in his rack. So let's get this set up, and we're going to play a variation of a Wayland thing, and I'm going to play the Jacob way he does it. So here's what's going to happen. Jacob is going to go here. Okay, this is the 6, 7, 8 from Wager Me This. $100 don't, and he's going to go 96 across-ish, depending on what the point is, right? So you're going to not play the point, obviously. 96 across, and he's going to basically pick up nickels. He's going to basically run through and do a half press as we go. On the Wayland side of things, what I'm going to do is put him out there at $100 on the don't, and we're going to grab the 6 and 8 for $60, or 30, or I'm sorry, $30 to start, and we're going to ladder up, ladder down as we win and lose. This is going to be more of a bankroll play. You're going to hammer the losses and ladder yourself around. This one, the Jacob style, is going to be much more what you're used to on a hybrid system. Literally betting the 7 and every other number. You're going to turn one of these other numbers into your 7, essentially. That's what Jacob's doing. Wayland could give a shit. Wayland's like, give me the 6, 8, and the 7, and that's all. And he's going to hammer the daylights out of it, bludgeon it with a hammer. This is more like, I give the example of like the lions in the Serengeti waiting for prey. Like, you're going to be basically hedged off, and you're waiting on a great roll. You're going to be awesome. Wayland, with this kind of play, is not waiting for a hot roll. Like, he's going to make money regardless of the roll. He's using the bankroll leveling to make money either way, right? If it's good or if it's bad, if it's ugly, this way here should be, again, not looking for the perfect moment to strike. It's just kind of beating the hammer against the wall all the time, right? All the time, beating the wall. This one here is way more lie in wait kind of a thing. So let's play them out. Let's give them both that. I'll catch a point here, and then we'll start playing out. I'll get like 10, 15 minutes of it. Again, more of a case to show you the rhythm of how these things work versus this versus that. So we're going to be out there on a point of 6. I'll mark it up here. You can see that, right? Not really. Wow. Yeah, we can see it enough. There's the point of 6. All right, so Jacob in the back, $100. We're going to go here. 15. We'll go 18 on the 8. We'll go 15 on the 5, 15 on the 4. Okay, so he'll get a little bit of change here. It's going to end up being 30, 60, 75, $78, right? So we'll give him $22 and change. And there he is. He's just not playing the point, but 96 across, essentially. He's essentially hedged out. Wayland, for $100, is going to grab just a 6 and the 8 for 30 each, $60. He's getting 40 and change. And the difference here is this, okay? Wayland's waiting for, again, if it's a great roll, he'll maybe press a little bit, but really he's looking to get these up and down levels and really collect in here, where Jacob's going to press a little bit as we go. All right, so there's our 4, 2, 6 is our point. Let's mark it up. Let's play it out. And again, I want you to pay attention to not who's winning and losing. It's more about the style of play, because here's what's going to happen. We have a 6, okay? We hit, actually, this would have been off. He would have moved that over to here, right? Yeah. Wayland would have put the money from the 6 over to the 5. We hit our point. Nobody's, of course, on the point here. They will both lose their don't pass. Jacob, hey, go back out, man. Just keep fighting the don't, right? Waylon is going to hammer that don't. He's going to level it up to 2 units. I'll spread them out as I do the levels here. His don't goes up by a couple levels. This will go down if he wins the don't pass. It'll keep going up on its own. This is going to be a separate ladder from the box numbers. All right? Let's mark that 6 in. Let's go ahead and get a new point. It's going to be a yo. So here again, right? Jacob will lose 1 and simply replace it. Waylon will lose 2 and level it. Now it goes to 1, 2, 3 units. So again, we're going to ladder up the loss and ladder down the wins. And again, this is a bankroll attack. Not a big deal. We lose this, you know, it is what it is, right? But we're going to go bam, bam, bam. We're going to hit it hard when it happens, right? We're going to recover from this thing, okay? If I don't, you know, throw a bunch of crap. And there's an 8. Just like, you know, like, God, this morning's roll, every time I'm here in the middle of the box. So we're going to move these over. That becomes a 6. And I'll move the quarter around. And let me go over to the chat real quick. Waylon, if you see me doing this bad, just yell at me in chat, right? I think I'm going to do this nice and simple. Here we go. Here we go. Point is 8. Let's avoid the freaking 8. Okay, we got a 9. Awesome. Awesome sauce. We got a 9, 6, 3. So again, Waylon's doing this a lot in his videos, right? Okay, cool. Rack it up. Rack it up. Put that right in the rack. Let these things kind of build their own steam. Jacob here. Let's get this set. That'll be a $21 winner. Right? He's going to half press that. We'll take 10 bucks of that, make that 9 look like a quarter, and rack a little bit. Okay? He's going to basically half press all the way through this thing, hoping for a long roll. And again, this gets stronger as these things hit. Obviously, this does too. Jacob's idea is that his 7 is now the 8. He takes the 7 away from the casino. He makes the 8 the 7 in his world. And we're going to basically use these things. Every hit makes that bet better. And that's how we look at it. It's a 6, 3, 9. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter to me. That's a 2, 1. Nobody cares. Nobody's on it. There's another 9. 6, 3, 9. Beauteous. 6, 3, 9. So here's going to be both players. Waylon, we're going to rack that 9 up. Just put it in the rack. And Jacob, same thing, $35 on the 9. Half pressing it, I'll do it easy. I'll just put 10 bucks to it and rack a quarter. There's a 6, a 5, and a 1. That is awesome sauce. Okay, so Waylon, we're going to get, again, same bet. 35 bucks goes to the rack. Rack it up. Now, we've had 2 hits here and 1 hit here. Might be the time to grab a little bit more pressure or spread out. I don't know how Waylon plays this over the long haul. I'm going to same bet it for a little bit, and then we'll start maybe grabbing an extra number on the third or fourth hit. Okay, over here, again, $21 on that 6. Let's make the 6. We can take the cap down and make it look like 30. We'll do a bigger half press to get it up. And they're going to bring back the 9 bucks to the rack. Okay, here we go. Did I put the 6 in? I don't think I did. 5, 1. 3, another one. Another 6. Okay, let's do some interesting math here. Okay, so they're both going to win 35 bucks. 25, 25, 35. Jacob on the back here, in this particular roll, he's gotten paid on the 9. He's gotten paid now twice on the 6. Okay, another hit or so. These bets will have earned their own 100 bucks, which makes that bet, they're all evened up. Right? Once we earn this, that thing gets more and more powerful. It becomes an actual profit center. Right now, it's not a profit center, that big of a profit center until we get these things paid. He's working his way to it though, which is great. Let's take that 6. I wish I could make it 60, but I won't. I'm gonna make it look like 42, or let's make it look like 49, or 48 rather. So let's take that. I'll stack up the green there, and we'll make it look like 25, 35, 45, like 48, his half press. And again, Waylon, we're gonna pull this back. Waylon is in a situation here where on the ladder system, these two can never make enough to make that bet an even swap, right? That's why these ladder separate from that one. It's 2 different bets going at the same time, whereas these are working in concert. That's how I view the two different ways of playing it. All right, maybe on the next hit, if we get one, we'll start giving the Waylon play either bigger bets here or we'll spread a little bit. All right, let's make the 4-2-6 a thing. And there's an 8. Okay, so we're gonna knock the point off, 5-3-8. That's a bummer. Point gets knocked, nobody's betting it. All that goes away, okay? Now here's where the ladder system, you might get a little bit sweaty here, right? Now you're at 4 units down there, and Jacob just goes back out at the 1. He got burned on that, but we made about $100 in here during that roll. That didn't hurt him so much. If you think about it, right? He started out with $2,500, right? He's got 2,000. He's got about 100 in the rack. So 2,100, 2,200, 2,300 and change out here, right? He's treading water. Waylon right now is upside down a little bit. This will cover itself. This will eventually be okay. That's the bankroll play, right? Waylon's using the bankroll as the hammer here, and that ladder will eventually pay off. It won't pay off on this roll. 6-5 yo. I'm gonna find the kryptonite for sure. These are gonna go down. One question I've got for Waylon, I'm gonna go to 500 on the don't now. We're leveled up. Is this? Is there a point in time where you stop this? Right? Is there a point in time where the ladder says, you know, are we gonna be at $1,000 down here if I keep rolling like this? Or do you say 500 is the cap, restart the process? Because that's the thing that I want to know. When I get down on Waylon strategies, it's typically because of this, right? I'll get in a bad state, and like, at what point do you turn the spigot off, right? 2-2-4. That's going to go down here. I'm going to move Jacob's 4 to his 8, make it look like $18. He's across minus the point. Waylon moves back inside and has the 6 and 8 going. So the 6 and 8 have not yet, quote unquote, lost. They're still at level 1. No reason to bring them up or down unless you feel like you want to press them. There's a 6. 4, 2, 6, fantastic. So we'll get $35 up in here. And this up here is gonna pay 56. Sweet. All right, Waylon, we could same bet. These are doing pretty well. That's our 4th box hit for you, right? I feel like it's time to get the 5 and spread it just a tiny bit, okay? Out here, let's make our 6 look like $60. Nice even number. We're gonna take 35, 43 bucks back, 44 bucks back to the rack. Okay, so Jacob is building, as the title of my video indicates. We're gonna build slowly on a good roll. Waylon's gonna hammer, hammer, hammer. We need this to hit. When that thing hits, everything becomes good again. And it'll hit. At some point, we're gonna hit it, right? Holy moly, dude. Look at that. 3-1-4. Wow, wowsy, wowsy. The don't pass has been a disaster today. Whoo! Lordy, 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 that don't pass is a disaster today. Wow. I'm getting my bankroll reset here. So we've lost $500. Okay, here we go again. Let's beat it. Let's go out there at 600. And what's gonna happen? Waylon will tell you this. The don't pass, the 7s will catch. They will catch up at some point. Right now, they're lagging way behind. They will catch up. The 4s and 10s also kind of run together, right? Let's go. Let's go. 6, 4, 10. Look at that. They do run together. 6, 4, 10. Let's put the point down here. I'm going to move Jacob's 10 to his 4. There's our point. Both players are very happy. Let's get it. Let's make some inside numbers. Ooh, we got our 7. Okay. Finally, 6, 1, 7. Puck goes off. All the bets come down. And I'll do a rack check immediately. I'm going to do a quick rack check once I bring the bets down to see where both players are after the first actual 7 that we got, where the don't pass comes into play. Okay, Jacob wins 100, and I'll bring that back to the rack. Waylon's going to win 600. Let's do it as a purple and a black, and bring Ippen. I'll leave the 500 there because he's going to level down from 6 to 5. But we're a little bit backwards here, right? Waylon started out with 2,000 in purple and 1,500 in blacks. We've got 1,500 in purple, so we're down about $1,000 here. Jacob is not quite even. We're down a fair bit. Yeah, $200 or so. Back out we go. Laddering down here. And these are going to have to ladder up because the 6 and 8 lost. So they're going to go up as we come out. Watch how this happens. This is going to be the bankroll play that I think Waylon would make. 2, 2, 4. There's your point. I'll put that in. Jacob's going to go with 96 across minus the $15 here. So what is that going to be? 81 or whatever that is. So let's get the $100 out there. Let's get him set. 15, 15. That'll be 18 and 18. And 15 there. Okay. So 30, 60, 75, $78. Feels like we're getting back a little bit of change for that black. Waylon, because the 6 and 8 lost, they ladder up now, right? So they're going to go out there at 60 each. Okay. Again, these two are on a separate recovery plan than the don't passes. They're going to actually ladder in separate. Now here, I think the rule is take 2 hits, go back to base. They're going to work themselves back down to base or back down a level at least. So it's 2 hits per level on your way backwards. Okay. And there's the setup. Now we're on a point of 4. Let's avoid the 4. Let's whack the inside. Nope. We got a 7. I told you it's going to come back, right? There's a 4, 3, 7. So these two are going to they're going to lose and have to go up a level. We're going to lose all this, Jacob. I'm sorry, but all this goes out as Mr. Nasty does the deed. Okay, there we go. $100 on the don't pass. This is going to basically cover the next round of bets up here. Think of it that way, right? When you lose that hedge just buys your next set of bets. Okay, Waylon down there is going to win a nickel. We're going to bring those two back to the rack and go out at 4. He's going to level down that to 4 units. Okay, I'm actually going to get 5 blacks for that so we can get the rack kind of as it was to start with. All right, let's get a new point. Let's get a new point. 6 is our new point. 5 and a 1. So for Waylon, that's going to look like this. We're going to go, again, it's our 3rd loss here. I'm going to put $200 out here. We're going to go with a $90 8. And I'll do a $75 5. That's $150, $165 for $200, $35 change. Coming back. That's how we're going to get him set up. These are leveled up on their losses. This one's working its way backwards. Okay. For Jacob, same bet. We're going to drop the 100. Actually, we can do it from here. We'll just get him set up from his rack, from his previous winnings. And I'll get him set up with 15, 15. There's 18. 15 and 15. So we're back. Essentially speaking, these bets were paid for by the last don't win. He's got less money out here than he has here. The 7's always going to be strong for him. The 6 is going to be the nightmare number. We've got to avoid a 6. Both guys got to avoid a 6 here for a little bit. Let me check actually something. I'm going to check my phone. Before I start rolling here, it's 8:55. I want to make sure that we had a teacher call in sick yesterday. And I want to make sure that I'm not being tapped. He's still sick. Somebody else is covering. Okay, I'm not covering the class, so I have another 10 minutes. Let's do another shooter or two and see how we fare here, okay? Let's go. That says 8. That's an 8. Ooh, that was good. 5, 3, 8. So 21 bucks in the back for Jacob. And again, like last time, I'm going to take the 8 right to, well, you know, we can go to 24 or 30. Let's go to 24 with the 8. Looking from 18. It feels like it's not enough. I'm going to take it to 30 just because I'm a degen. Let's do this. Let's make it look like 30. Get him right up there. Okay. Jacob's going to bring a little bit of money back to the rack. Here in the front, that's a $105 win. I'll pay it in black, actually. Let's do it with the black chip. 105 on the 8. And again, it's one hit. I think these need to hit at least twice before I go down to the next level. I'm going to ladder them back down after every 2 hits. That's one hit on either of them. They'll both go down. 5, 3, 8. That's how I would do this. I think Waylon might do it differently. But to me, if either of them hits twice, we work our way backwards. 6, 4, 10. Nothing for the ladder strategy. Here, we're going to get paid 27 bucks. 25, 27. Make it look like a quarter. Rack to 17 bucks. I'm going to take some of these whites out of here and exchange them for reds for him. All right. Let's go. 6, 4, 10. Ouch. Oh, man. We got that 6. Okay, so this is interesting. Interesting. 4, 2, 6. Watch this. Oh, we weren't on it. That's right. It's the point. So nothing happens up in here. We're still, to ladder these down, they still need one more hit. They're still working with one. I might even mark my rack with a tracker so I know how many hits I've gotten here. That's going to take all this, which is unfortunate. This is not a good roll for the don't. And we go back up to 500 bucks down there on the don't. We were at 4, we're back to 5. Just keep on laddering separately. Here we go. Coming out to a 9. 5, 4, 9. 5, 4. So with a point going to 9, we're going to move Jacob's $15 9 to the 6. I'm going to drop a nickel, cap it, and get change. We're going to take Waylon's 5, make it look like a 6 like it ought to have been, and it's at 90 bucks. Okay? Again, we need one more hit in here to bring them down a level. I'm leveling these and those separately. There's a 9. There's an 8. Fantastic. 5, 3, 8. Cool. So in the back, Jacob will win. 6, 7, 8 wins 35 bucks. We can make this 8. We can take 10 of that. I'll take 10, 12 of it, and we'll go to 42. 30, 42 bucks. Rack a quarter. Here in the front, it's 105. That's the second hit at that level. So I'll mark that up. We're going to level down to 60. We're going to work these bets downwards to get them back. Okay, so we're going to bring back that. We're going to make 165 coming back home on that hit. Now they're at level 2. If they happen to hit again, great. We're going to mark 2 hits on those guys and bring them down to their base level if we get some more hits. 5, 3, 8. Did I mark that up? I did. Here we go. More 6s and 8s, please. Hey, we got it. Another 8. Awesome. 5. That was a 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8. Sweet and awesome. Okay. That's going to pay 70 bucks here. Same bet, 70 bucks. We're going to collect that in the front. The front player collects that. I'm going to also mark with my white chip. We're one hit in to this ladder here. Over here, that's going to pay 50 for 1, like so. We're going to go ahead and take the 8 up to 60 bucks, and bring back the $37. Okay, half pressing to glory here, collecting every time, pressing every time, looking for some wins. Here we're focused on laddering down. One more hit, 6 or 8, we ladder down. There's the 7. There's the 7, 4, 3, 7. So we will lose all of this in the back. It was a good run. For the player in the back, the hybrid player, that's fine. He pulled money back. All in those hits, he pulled money back, which means that this $100 here on the don't doesn't just cover this. There's a profit center in here. That made about 60 bucks of this 100 is actually profit. It goes back to the rack and we can replace the next time. On the Wayland side of things, these were at 60 bucks. They're gonna have to level back up to 90 because we never recovered. So they go back up. And I'll put them out there right now, just so we have it set for later. I don't want to forget where I am. There's 90. There's 25 and 3. So he's basically preset, butt off, okay? Down there, beautiful. $500 win. I already paid Jacobs $500. This here can now go to 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna bring back 600 bucks to the rack. There's the beauty of the ladder, right? And the rack is getting closer to home, as it were. 4, 3, 7. Here we go. One more. We'll do one more point cycle. If I can get this down to base, then we'll know where we are. 5, 1, 6 again. Damn it! Keep getting these freaking points on the inside. 5, 1, 6. All right. Let's get Jacob out here across. I think we have enough money to do it. Let's see. If I take 75 bucks. Let's see how close we get. 3, 3, 18, 3, and 3. There we go. All right, $78 out versus 100. The 7 is the profit center. The 6 is the nightmare for both players. Here we go. 4, good. 3, 1, 4, awesome. So down here, 15 pays 27. We're gonna take the 15 at home, actually all 17, and make it look like a quarter. So it's a quick press down there. There's a 9, awesome. We're bouncing all around you, Wayland. Sorry, man. 6, 3, 9. 15 pays 21. Let's make it look like a quarter. And bring back 11. Again, we're going to bring back a little bit each time. Build these things up. We're building, lying in wait for that monster roll. Here, we're just hammering with bankroll, okay? I'm going to reset my counter to 0, too, by the way. All right, 9. Give me a 6 or an 8. Oof, nope, we got a 7. We got a 7. These are going to ladder up again. This is all going to go away. That's a bummer. 7 happened too fast. Okay. These are going to go to 120 each on the next round. Getting black chips out here. Woof. Okay. We'll get paid 4, and we'll get paid 1. Again, this 1 essentially goes right back up, right? This is the hybrid, man. You're just going to work that thing out, right, as we go. Let's take this and that, bringing back 500 to the rack, laddering down to 300, and look at the rack here, right? We're basically 500 bucks away in the rack from being where we started at 3,500. There's 3,000 in the rack, right? We're almost back to square, which is actually pretty cool. That's how the ladder works. Here we're down. We're down significantly because we had a couple of rough points hit too early. Okay, let's get a new point established. Did I mark the 7? I didn't. 6, 1. Another 6 is a point. 5, 1, 6. All right, we're still at the point of 6. Level 3 on that don't down there. These though have to get hammered. They're going to 120 because we're at level 4. Okay, I can do one of them straight up from the profits. I got to drop 100 here and get 80 bucks and change. Oh, that's just gonna be at the 5. I didn't really need to do the change, I guess, did I? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put that back like it was. Okay, so we're on the 5 and the 8 here. Again, we're gonna take this and we're gonna go across with it as best we can. I'm gonna leave it in the rack. I have enough money here to do it, so we're just gonna get 50 bucks in reds. Let's go. 3, 3, 3. It's a grind. Craps is a grind, isn't it? My God. Here we go. Okay. So again, we're 78 here versus the 100 there. So we're solid. Just build and go, build and go, build and go. Okay. The 7 is a profit center. The 6 is your nightmare. Let's stay away from that damn 6. Oh, for fuck's sake. Good Lord. Good Lord. Okay, 3, 3, 6. Both players are going to go down. Nobody gets paid. All the don'ts lose. Wow. All right. Jacob back at the same level. Waylon goes up a level. So we're going to bounce. This is why I told you I don't love ladders, because you get this up and downy thing going on. I would rather parlay it and get the hell out, but that's my personal preference. All right, there's the 6. We hit the point immediately. I'd like to get us down to 0 here if I can. Man, another one, an 8, 6, 2. Stuck in the middle, we're gonna slide that over. We're gonna slide the 8 to the 6, make the 5 look like a 9. So Waylon's just gonna bounce around the puck a little bit here. Let's get some hits on the inside. There's a 9, cool. Everybody wins on the 9, that's awesome. 21. For Jacob, and again, we're going to take 10 from that, make that 9 1/4, half press it up, bring back some juice, okay? Here on this 9, 10 pays 140, 100 pays 140 rather. That all comes to the rack, and that is hit number 1 at this higher level. One more hit, and we go down a level. So again, we're going to level this and level that kind of as we go. Let's mark that up, 5, 4. Can I make it work? Wasted roll, midnight. 6, 6. Son of a bear. 5, 3, 8. Wow. Okay, that all goes bye-bye. Not a good day for the don't player today, right? Let's go with 500 bucks down there. We're laddered up. We're laddered up. The puck is off. Damn, dude. Let's go. I need the inside. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, we didn't want to see that. We did not want to see a yo on the come out. Shoot. Okay, back we go. We're bleeding. The come out is bleeding. Let's go. Come on, give me some ace deuce action out there, huh? Nope. We're back on the freaking inside. We have been on inside points, the 5, 1, the 6, and the 8, almost every single time, it seems like. Point's going to be 6. We've been beating the crap out of these things constantly. All right, here we go. We're still here, by the way, looking for a number to level ourselves down with. Let's avoid that 6. Let's avoid the 6. Come on. Can I do it? Okay, there's a 10. 5 and a 5. And again, that pays 27 bucks. Take the 15, 17 back and make it look like a quarter. Half press forever up here. There's a 6. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right. And again, I think there's a point in time on the ladder, and I think Waylon would agree with me here, that you stop going up. Because at some point we're gonna be out of money, right? We're gonna be at $600-700 bucks now. At some point the ladder's gotta have a ceiling to it, otherwise you're gonna not be able to go out there again. So if we lose this, we can't go out really. We have one more level to go, and we'll lose it here. So I think there's a ceiling of 500 where you either stay at that ceiling or you restart the process all the way back at base again. So I can't see the chat. So Waylon, you got to tell me if that's what you would do. It's a 426, right? Do we limit that at some point? Okay, here we go. Anything but a frickin' 6. All right, 639, cool. Wow, 639, that'll pay 35. We're gonna make it look like 35 right there. And there we go. Wow. Yo, 6-5 yo. We've actually avoided the string of come out disasters, but look at this shit. Good freaking Lord. 426, again, we've picked the point. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do it. But I think the right way, and I'll check in chat when I get done here. I think the right thing to do is to not do what I'm about to do, which is to go all in. I think the right thing to do on a ladder is to cap it somewhere. And look at this, we're still looking for a hit in here. Can you believe that? We're just beating the insides to death, right? There's a 7 on the come out, which, I'm sorry, Jacob would have been out there, which takes all of it, and now we're out of money, right? The ladder system has bankrupted itself because I never stopped it, right? I think we need a ceiling on this. And I'm sure Waylon has a ceiling. I'm just, like I said, I'm rolling it out. Today didn't work, right? Today the ladder got hammered. We're down to 100 and some bucks, right? Just bad sequence of rolls, too many inside points, and the inside points beget inside points. And that's just the way that was today, right? So, you know, as a craps player, I'm 90% sure, 99% sure Waylon jumps off that strategy or ceilings it some way. Today it didn't work out here, right? For us on the don't. It just is what it is, right? One of those bad days. And up here, no harm, no foul, right? Jacob's down 2, right? He has 600 bucks in the rack. There's 500, 600. There's 3. I'll count them up real quick. 1, 2. There's 75 bucks. Damn, man, what a disaster today. What a disastrous roll today was. Okay, there's another. That's 200. That's 300. 100 there, and 100 here. So all this can go away. Wow. That did not work out well. Super unfortunate. So out of a $1,500 bankroll, we're down to 1,100 and change, 1,100 and whatever. So Jacob lost, 500 bucks essentially, 400 bucks, 450 bucks. Again, more cautious, of course, more cautious, which is why that loss was less. Just got picked off too many times down here. The don't pass today was horrible. I don't think we had 1 7 out or 2 7 outs the whole time. We hit the point was 6 or 8 almost every time, and I hit the point almost every time. Is what it is, right? Not a great day to showcase the ladder at its best, but it's good to see the ladder at its worst sometimes, right? It's good to see that. So, yeah, Randy did not play. Waylon, I'm sorry. Now, let me ask you, whole basis, I am really special. Oh, my God. That's so terrible. Yeah, the parlay would kill it with the ladder. And again, I really think, right, today is a day where you look at what's going on out there and, like, what do you do, right? Like, I think Garrison calls this the torpedo table, which is no matter where you are, the numbers go opposite of where you are, right? That's a torpedo table. No matter what you're doing, it's the complete worst thing for you. Waylon, quickly answer me. Let me go back to the other screen so you can see my sad face over here. Do you put a ceiling on that? I'm gonna search PCs over here in the meantime, but let me know. Do you put a ceiling on that thing? Like, I was at 700 and 800 on the last one. Is there a ceiling that you go to with your ladder? We say $500 or 5 levels and say, screw it, stay at the 5, or get to 5 level and just start over at 0 again and go back to level 1? Like, do you do that? Or do you just let it roll? Like today, let the bankroll hammer it, and the bankroll never got through the brick wall today, right? It's just gonna be, that's it. Yeah. What a day, right? What a great day. This is fun. It's fun to see things not work. I think, because you got to know that there's going to be that guy right there that's going to destroy whatever it is you're trying to do. All right, I think that's all I've got, except for when Waylon comes back to me here. We got, this is funny, 11 likes and 2. Who's disliking my show today? I want to know that. Who disliked it? All right. You would have swapped to the pass line. Yeah, I think that's right. You go to the pass line or you pick a DC. Even the DC today would have got destroyed, man. The DC today, I was hitting so many 6s and 8s. I think the DC would have got crushed too. It is what it is. The nice thing is when you've got a lot of strategies that attack the full inside or just the outside or the pass or whatever it is, you can switch out. The question I have for you, and I didn't ask you this when we were in our interview, but when do you switch, right, from one to the other? Because the idea of a ladder is that you're going to beat this trend to death. You're going to let the trend happen. It's going to be no 7s, and then you're going to have a rash of 7s, right? You're using your bankroll to wait out the inevitability of what's going to happen. Today, we ran out of bankroll. It didn't work for us, right? The question, though, is do you switch or do you let your bankroll and the strategy play itself out? And that's kind of what I want to know, because sometimes when you're playing a more mathematical game like you do, where you're locked into we're going to beat the table by longevity and with bankroll, do you switch, right? And what's your trigger to switch? I think that's definitely a thing. All right, same shooter won't beat you twice. There you go. There's your answer. Same guy shooting well, get out, right? I agree. I'm not tracking how many shooters there are. I'm just shooting, right? I'm just shooting. All right. Let's see. I think it's time. It's 9:15. It was a long show today. A lot of good information though. Hopefully you liked the breakdown of the roles. Hopefully that was fun to laugh at me with. And yeah, hot shooter will take your bankroll for sure, Waylon. That's fun. I like doing that. I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. I'm doing the same thing tomorrow. We're gonna run the same systems, same side by sides, and hopefully have a better run. Today was that weird butter zone where, man, you're getting whacked on the don't and you're not making any money on the box numbers either. Like nothing was winning. So maybe tomorrow works better for us. So, all right, that's it. Y'all have a great day. I'll see you maybe for practice tonight if it's not too cold. But if not, I'll see you in the morning for sure. So with that said, love y'all. Have a great Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.